husband has been paid for by the
Maharaja.
world order.
Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road, back again, back again. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down.
Hey everybody, Goldie here with some 4-star bronze gameplay of Charlotte Flair, Second Nature, with all 3 gears available from the faction shop. I have been saving since the faction system had changed to the shop system they have now. I saved up the 1.8 million faction coins and bought all 3 of her gears. I picked up the last one the other day and decided since I have her at 4-star bronze, I would do a preview to show everybody what the gears do, since I've seen a lot of talk about is it worth saving up the gears for. I figured since I had the character and I wasn't going to risk gear loot because I didn't have a lot of the characters in that, I wasn't going to buy gear chips, I would save up for the guaranteed thing. The 400k gear is WrestleMania 33, the 600k gear is WrestleMania 36, and the 800k gear is Royal Rumble 2019. Like I said, altogether it costs 1.8 million faction coins. I personally like the look of the Peacock gear better. That's just me. Acquiring the first gear means yellow gems do 75% more damage. Acquiring the second means multiply gem strength is increased by 2, which makes her base times 4. And acquiring the third means all color moves start with plus 3 MP, and that is regardless of which gear you buy first. It doesn't matter what gear you have, it matters how many you have. The all color moves starting with 3 MP means that her green one and her blue one moves are turn 1 with an MP trainer, and her blue 2 is turn 1 with Lawler and the +1 tour perk. So the first run, I'm going to show off what her baseline is and what her gears can do. So I'm not going to use trainers, I'm not going to use coaches, and I don't have a belt on her. My favorite moveset for her is blue 2 double yellow. So the choose area to turn into yellow gems, the yellow submission, which creates multiply gems, and yellow 2, which destroys multiply gems to recycle the build. We'll be going up against a 4-star bronze Paige with level 3 tour perks for the +1 MP and a bit of a health boost, just showing that I don't have any trainers, coaches, and no belt on her. Paige does have double MP trainers, so we might get subbed a couple times. That's okay, the road matches aren't the most ideal for female previews. So just to show with the tour perk and the +1 for the start of your turn, and the gear, all of her moves start with 5 MP. What you'll want to do is take a blue match on your first turn to charge the blue move, use the blue move to charge both of the yellow moves, and then place the submission gems on yellows. If you don't have enough yellow gems, you can place them on blues as a secondary. And you want to place them somewhere where the opponent isn't going to break them, because you want to keep as many multiply gems on the board as possible. I'll go into that a little later on in the video. Once it's your turn again, use the yellow 2 move to destroy the remaining submission gems and recycle. So with a baseline of multiply gems at times 4, you would need 3 yellow gems to recycle the submission and 2 yellow gems to recycle the yellow 2 move. Get lucky there with a wild card. I'm going to hang on to the blue move for now because both of the yellows are filled. If the board cooperates, you can just keep recycling with yellow gems and use the blue 2 when the board is dry of yellow gems, and that way you can refill those moves. Ideally, you'll only be placing the submission gems on yellow in this setup because the submission move generates 4, but yellow 2 only destroys 3. So that way you would guarantee yourself yellow recycling Obviously not the case right now because we have a little bit of randomness, but that would be the ideal. The goal here is to just keep recycling the yellows and the blues over and over and over and over and over again. It can be a bit slow. It can be a bit detrimental if you're going up an opponent with a multi-reduction coach, but we're not worried about that right now. We're just showing her baseline. And we can just end the match by throwing this move down. So fairly straightforward, just keep recycling the yellows and blues. Got the job done, didn't lose a whole lot of health. So now that we've established her baseline, let's put some trainers and coaches on her and see what we can do. So the first moveset I'll show is double blue with yellow 2, Matt and Lawler training. If you have Zombie Undertaker, he would be ideal because he's the multiply gem coach. If you have Hall of Fame Booker T, he boosts yellow gem damage. If you have Gooker, he would boost all move damage. If you have Hall of Fame Honky Tonk Man, he would boost blue move damage. In this case, I'm going to use Brutus because of the submission move of my opponent. MVP, I'm too lazy to take off. We'll get into that later. So with Lawler, both of her blue moves start turn 1 with the Tour perk. You use the blue 1 move to place multis on the board. You want to aim for an area with blue and yellow gems. Use the blue 2 move to place yellows over the multiply gems. Try not to cover the blue. You want to charge the yellow 2 move and then use that to destroy the blue gem you left. The generate multiply gem is 2x3 and the generate yellow is 2x2. So you got to make sure that you place it on some yellow gems so you actually break them. Then use yellow 2 to refill the blue. It might take more than one turn to refill it depending on how many blue gems you got in that little cluster. This moveset can be slow for that reason, but it can hit like a you-know-what, as I'll show in a couple seconds. Grab yourself a blue match so you can refill the blue moves. And then end the match by turning multiply gems into yellow gems. So place this over an area with some yellows. And then turn the non-yellow gems into yellow gems. With Matt training, those multiply gems are strength 6. And since you have the 75% gem damage to yellow, that's going to hurt. So here's an outtake, and this is what I mean by she can hit like a you-know-what. She's 4-star bronze, so obviously she's not going to be dealing a whole lot of damage. But, like I said, 75% boost to yellow gems, and Matt Hardy training makes them strength of times 6. I was filming the double blue yellow 2 moveset, and then I accidentally did 100k. So imagine the ceiling of this character. So getting back into her movesets, another possibility is double yellow with green 1. I tried it a few times, and I found that even if you tried going with steel and Dolph, it wasn't nearly as reliable as the blue moves when refilling yellows. Hall of Fame Booker as a coach could help, but even then, the green 1 move is very random. And I found that double green yellow 1 wasn't all that useful either. So we're just going to peace out from that moveset because, like I said, it didn't flow all that well. I'm not going to waste your time. I'd rather show you what works. So let's take a look at blue 2 double yellow. I think this is my favorite for her. MVP as a coach is major. Before I started filming this, I didn't realize what MVP's coach ability was, so he was a pleasant surprise for me. You use MVP on her for an offensive build because you want the multiply gems on the board to destroy them, to recycle the moves. If you want a defensive build, you'll use Zombie AJ to make the sub even longer, but do not expect that you will be doing much recycling in that case. Obviously, my MVP is not 5k yet, so he only reduces my submission by 1 turn. At 5k, he reduces it by 2, meaning the submission will only be 1 turn, which is fantastic if you want to do something with the multiply gems left behind. Similar to the leech gems in my gameplay video of Edge. Again, what you want to do is place the sub gems on yellows. And especially with Matt, you only need 2 of them. So you can throw them on blues if you don't have yellows. But it should just keep recycling if you only need 2 gems. If you need to place a submission gem on a yellow gem that you've already turned into ×6, it's not the end of the world. It's not like it's a character where you're constantly increasing the strength. And like I said, you only need 2 of them. I may even only place 2 submission gems if I only have the 2 yellows, just to avoid the randomness of the break. Naturally, she gets a Scopely Cascade, so that just means it's going to take a turn longer to finish this match. What I like to do towards the end of a match, if you know it's going to be over, place the sub gems on loot boxes, and that way, I mean, they're ×6, so that gives you at least 2 bonus boxes at the end. Break those, and it'll help you do some farming. Naturally, the loot box didn't break, but since we refilled yellow too, might as well use it again and get that guaranteed loot. Last moveset I'm going to show is double yellow blue 1 with Lawler and Striker Kane, MVP and Brutus. At 5k, Striker Kane destroys 6 multiply gems. Your blue move will be ready on turn 1 with Lawler. So place that 2x3 area over a yellow match. And that way you can charge both yellows. If you don't have a yellow match, you could place it on a blue just to refill that blue move and start again. And just like the other move sets, you're going to place the submission gems on yellows. Or in this case, you can place them on blues as well because you're going to be destroying all of them. You'll be destroying 9 multiply gems with Striker Kane. So you don't have to worry about placing the 4 gems from the sub strategically because you're going to break them all. Then use yellow 2 to recycle. Her highest move charge is 10 MP. So you would need at least 3 yellow gems at ×4 and 2 yellow gems at ×6 to refill. And as long as the board cooperates, she can constantly recycle. This is very much a lather, rinse, repeat situation when you get the yellow gems going. As soon as you have those 2 yellow moves charged, it's just over and over repeating the same mechanics. You could run into some problems, like I said earlier, if the opponent has a multiply gem coach. That could make things tricky, depending on if you want to use Matt Hardy in that situation or not. It would really just depend on your preference. Again, even without Matt Hardy, her gems are ×4. So if you go up a multi-gem reduction coach and you put Matt Hardy on her, you might still be okay. She'll still recycle quite well. And that concludes my gameplay video on Showboat Charlotte. I highly recommend saving for her gears if you have her. They definitely make her a much better character. We can debate tiers if you want. I'll definitely be pushing her. The downside is trying to find a female reality showboat belt. They don't exactly come across that often. May need to wait for some kind of a universal showboat strap. But regardless, I will be working on her. Let me know in the comments what your favorite moveset is. At 5-star, her yellow 3 move does damage per multiply gem, which could be fun. So again, let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. Make sure to drop a like, share this with your friends, and subscribe so you're notified the next time I have a gameplay video come out. Thanks again for watching, and take care.